So what's your approach to creating a homozygous strain?
Sure. So we are also a tissue culture laboratory. So something unique that we do, everything's in vitro. So everything grows in cryo. It's never watered, it's never fed, it's never touched, it's never looked at for up to a year at a time. And because of this, we've been able to really maintain a large vault of different genetics. We have about 2,000 strains that we've hunted from about 20 countries now, the USA being one. And so we get these into their vessels where they go through either a multiplication phase or a rooting phase, but more importantly, 100% sterile. So we're able to sterilize these genetics. Implementing apical meristem tissue culture, we can get them back to their generation zero, which is going to return that actual tissue, that plant, that genotype to its original vigor. So we take a sterile approach, and then when we go to create a new line, we can pull from that vault. We get that out of tissue. We start what's called the acclimation phase, getting it used to being out of that 100% relative humidity vessel, and then getting it into our inbreeding chambers. We then will take that specific strain and we will inbreed it, and we get it to about an S4. When we get to an S4, we then get it back into vitro and we hold it in that S4 stage, so that when we come across another line that really checks all the boxes for us, we then do the cross there. And so we're creating stabilized offspring in seed form. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of our approach. But we also take that plasticity approach. Something very unique that we're doing, and I've done in also traditional ag, is we are taking, I'll give you an instance, an example of how we do this plasticity breeding. In 35-gallon tubs, we are propagating and growing fungus gnat larvae. We harvest this fungus gnat larvae with wire mesh, and then we practice what we call targeted releases. So we might go into one breeding chamber and we'll disperse this larvae, and from start to finish, we're able to find that specific genotype that shows the most resistance towards that specific plant pressure, in this case being a fungus gnat. They start in that larvae stage, but then they evolve into that adult mobile stage where they're landing on your plants, they're eating the foliage, they're causing damage to your canopy. And so we're able to take that genotype, isolate it, and then bring that over to the next generation and breed again and again and again. And we're constantly hunting for that genotype that has the most resistance towards that plant pressure.
Wow. So you are purposely introducing a pest in this case
That's right.
to try to identify the plants that have the trait that you're looking for.
That's right. And we're a completely sealed facility. So
I'd
UVC,
hope so.
yeah, UVC filtered, HEPA filtered. So we don't really have too many pest pressures that come into our facilities, but we're able to control what does come in and then create such a high density of that specific plant pressure that's allowing us to do these inbreedings. And we do this with spider mites, aphids. We buy spores of PM. And we do this with every garden pressure that a grower is going to experience, so that they have the greatest tailored offspring when it comes to growing.
And so you do it with all those different pathogens for every line?
No, so we have a target, right?
Sure.
So every strain, there's a target. We might do a PM target, and then we're also, hunting for yields, or we're hunting for terpenes or cannabinoids. So there's always a different target. You go and try to target everything in one strain, it would take so much longer to achieve that. And then in many cases, you're kind of fighting one with the other.